There's a brand new crypto narrative that is currently developing and I believe has huge potential. Let's talk about Telegram trading bots and more specifically about the unicorn in the space called Unibot. If you're in any way interested in crypto, I'm sure you've heard about Telegram. It's one of the widest used chat clients, but also they're very pro crypto and they're very innovative. And the last thing that came out of the oven is the so-called Telegram trading bots. There's a bunch of bots that do different stuff, but in this video we're gonna focus on the leader in the space currently, which is called Unibot. And although I consider this to be a very risky narrative currently, and I just want to warn you that I currently don't have any exposure on any of those bots, but I do see quite a lot of potential, and that's why I wanted to do this video and show you all the fundamental reasons why I believe this could really take off in a potential bull run. So let's dive deeper into all the things that I really like about Unibot specifically. First of all, let me show you quickly how the client looks within Telegram. It's very simple to use. Pretty much you click a few buttons and you already even have addresses that you can send Ethereum to, and later you can connect these addresses to your MetaMask so you can obviously do more things freely with it. However, I strongly encourage you, if you decide to use the bot itself, to go through this website. All of the resources will be linked below, and they have very comprehensive short videos on how to use it, how to get started, how to do swaps and all the other functions that I think are game-changing for the space. A few functions that really stand out in my opinion and are great, especially for new users, are the buy and sell limit orders. So pretty much this connects to Uniswap and you can execute directly on chain different trades, and you can just set up a limit order and then it will get executed once the price hits your target. Also, if you just want to straight buy and sell tokens, obviously you can do this, but there's a very important feature built into this, and that is removing the front running when you do the buys and the sells, because usually there are so-called sandwich attacks on Uniswap, and if you're a complete newbie and you don't know how to execute these, you will pretty much get front run on every transaction, which means that somebody will buy the tokens that you need before you, and then they will sell them to you with a little bit of a profit, which eats into your buy and sell prices. Unibot eliminates this in a very smart way, and I think also for regular traders it's a very good utility that you can use on a daily basis. And also there's one function which probably is one of my favorite ones. It's called Mirror Sniper. So you can pick an address and you can pretty much follow all the trades that this address is executing. It's pretty much like copy trading, and it's a more sophisticated version of what everyone's crazy about, like Signals Group, where somebody tells you what to buy and you go on and buy it. But this is like next level stuff for losing money, especially for beginners, because you can directly automate the whole process and just buy and sell whatever this address that you're copying is doing, which I believe is a recipe for disaster. But I'm sure that once retail comes back into crypto, this will be a function that will be very in high demand, and definitely something as a selling point now currently for the bot. Another very good thing is actually the metrics currently. If you go on DeFi Llama, there's a dashboard where it says what are all the fees that the platform is generating, and as you can see, this pretty much tracks the price. We're going to look into the price action a little bit later, but for quite a long time it's been flat, around 6 to 10k in fees generated. And currently, once this caught some fire and it got some hype on Twitter, you can see that the fees hit an all-time high currently at around $73,000. This is for a single day. So this means the project is quite profitable, and also they have a very significant revenue share, which in my opinion is one of the best features for speculators and investors like myself. I'm not sure I'm going to be using the bots, but when I see Tokenomics that make sense, and one of the functions that I always look into a project is if they share the revenue, this I think is a very powerful tool to have within crypto. And the way they did this, you can see here on the latest update of their tokenomics. So initially they had a fixed supply and there was a built-in burn mechanism. So every few days or hours, there were some of the tokens that were being burned, which made the token deflationary, but they made the decision that they're going to completely revamp the tokenomics because of a vote within the community. So this is really cool. It's community driven vote. And what they did is all the burnt tokens were provided and locked within Uniswap so they can increase the liquidity of the pool, which meant more people could trade this. And of course, this in its turn led to quite a lot more speculating on the token. And I think one of the reasons why this one took off quite significantly. However, even if they unburnt the tokens to provide liquidity, there were also a few major other changes. First of all, the supply remained fixed, and that is at 1 million tokens, and this is full circulating supply. There are no unlocks like many other projects. Whatever you see here, that's it. There's no burning mechanism, everything in circulation, which again is a great sign to see, and not many projects actually have this. But then the other major thing that I wanted to show you in the change of the tokenomics is the percentage of revenue share. So currently around 40% of all the revenue that is generated by the bot is shared with holders of the token. There are some conditions. You need to have 50 Unibot, which is around 5k currently at current prices, in order to qualify for this. But I believe this is a very good mechanism. And then on top of this, you have 1% of all trading volume. And if you want to be updated on how this is going, there are several tools that you can do this. First of all, if you go in their Telegram group and if you just type rev share, it will tell you information of what is happening currently, what are the rules. So you can see here 50 Unibot tokens needed. There are no staking, there are no lockup. You just need to link your wallet that holds the Unibot to the actual bot. And then if you type in tokenomics, you see that currently, again, 1 million tokens, fully circulating supply. There's 5% tax on Unibot, and then out of them 2% goes to holder, and then 40% of all bot transaction fees go to holders, and this is currently at around 1%. If you type again here fees, you'll be able to see how much the bot charges you for every transaction that you do using the bot. I think this is a little bit steeper maybe, but still for the functionality, you probably lose 1% only by all the front running that is happening in the decentralized universe of Uniswap. Here you can also see that they have a referral program and you can get like 20% fee discount. I think this is pretty good for the referral program because a lot of influencers will be willing to show you this function and this bot in specifically because they will also get a little bit more revenue share if you use their referral link. So again, another X factor for this really built into the tokenomics of the project. And I believe this is a really sustainable model long term. The more people use it, the more tax you'll see the protocol generating. And currently, if you decide to stake Unibot, the current APY is around 50%. So you can just simulate this if you type 50 Unibot here. It will tell you for a year, month or so how much you will be making at current prices. So pretty much for 50 Unibot, which is around 5k monthly, you'll be making around $240 US, which is quite significant. Of course, these fluctuate quite a lot. And one of the main factors for this is also the trading volume. And here there's a very comprehensive Dune dashboard that you can see. First of all, the number of users is going parabolic. We're going to discuss this a little bit later, but then also the fees you can see are going parabolic. And if this trend is sustainable and actually gets accelerated in the future, I think this makes for a very good business model overall. The last thing I wanted to point out here is the fact that they're preparing to launch the so-called Unibot X. This will be an app from what I understand, and you'll be using it again to do exactly the same things, but in a different interface. Hopefully it will be much easier. Maybe they will even add more functionalities. This is, even if it's not that good, this is really a hype thing that everyone's looking for. It has limited access for limited people. But if they execute this correctly, it will even broaden the amount of people that would be willing to use this. So just keep this in mind. They're hinting that there are a lot more to come, and all the usual hype stuff that you see in crypto. But if they execute this properly, this could really bring them to the next level, because this token has around $100 million market cap currently. So it's a very small market cap. And I think easily it has significant potential here. But that also brings me to quite a few risks that I see and things that I don't really like. And first of them is the market diversification. The exchange diversification is really poor currently. Most of the volume is currently happening on Uniswap and Huobi, which is not a very good exchange for a lot of the volume. And all the other exchanges have pretty much insignificant volume, and there are no other big major exchanges like Coinbase or even Binance or KuCoin that have listed this token. I believe this could change in the future very easily, and it will be another factor that will bring additional liquidity. And it will be interesting with such low circulating supply, how will they make sure they provide all the liquidity from the protocol to all these big exchanges in order to be able to trade properly this token. So definitely this is a concern. And if you go back for a second to the tokenomics, it's funny to see that they just removed the auto burn. So they were technically burning tokens, but they kind of stopped burning them and kind of resurrected them from the dead. And for me, it's a little bit weird, because when somebody burns token, technically they should just disappear, but they kind of brought them back, and for a good reason obviously, and they claim that they have locked the liquidity and so on. But this is something that could happen in the future. Why not they decide to print another million or so tokens? Why not they decide to rug the project? We've seen plenty of rugs in crypto, and maybe, you know, they just decide that, okay, we've had enough money, let's cash out, let's unlock the liquidity here on Uniswap, and that's it. You know, maybe they don't have enough incentive right now because there's fee generating, and as you can see, you know, if they're making just 1 or 2% on all the revenue that you see here on DeFi Llama, it's quite a profitable project. So they're incentivized definitely to build and keep building, but you never know with these things. You know, at some point they might just get enough, and you know, that's it. And also all the taxes that I'm mentioning, you know, it's good for the profitability of the project, but it's quite a bit heavy. You know, usually when you see a shitcoin, like I consider this one, although it has relatively good fundamentals, when you see a 5% tax on something, I think that is a red flag definitely in my head. So every time you buy Unibot, you will pay 5%, and the same when you sell it. So this is 10% margin, which is quite significant in my opinion. A lot of shitcoins have this, but definitely a red flag. I would want to see this either decrease or a lot of the volume probably will move to centralized exchanges if the big boys come in, and probably this will also undercut the revenue of the bot. And also there's quite a lot of competition in the space. There are a lot of things that are being built, a lot of bots with the same functionality. Unibot definitely have advantage currently over the rest, but this could lead to a war for fees, and the 1% fee that Unibot is charging might get challenged, and again this could squeeze the margins for the revenue, and this could have follow-on effects, like for example less people willing to keep their Unibot because of the yield. The APY will probably drastically fall if the trading volume of the token, of course, decreases drastically. So these are all wheels that we'll probably see in action in the coming months. And actually these are the biggest concerns that I have. I haven't decided to buy anything for now, although it looks very attractive, but my plan going forward is to definitely monitor a couple of things. So first of all, I want to see this user growth continue to skyrocket or at least stabilize, because currently the conditions on the crypto market, as you know, are not really favorable for such projects. But I want this to stabilize and even increase when it comes to fees and when it comes to user growth. Because currently, even at the top here, we are talking about 7,000 users. Yes, this is like a lot more, like 7-8x from the lows here in May. However, these are not game-changing numbers. There's so many people that are trading crypto and obviously using Telegram and so on. So this needs to keep going up, in my opinion, in order for this platform to be very successful. And again, the lifetime total fees that they have generated is around 4,000 Ethereum. Quite a significant number when you look at this just on its own. But again, if you compare it to everything that's been going on in crypto, this is not, in my opinion, something that could drive more value unless it keeps growing and gets to a certain level where, you know, the product is good, the revenue is stable, and there are no huge declines in the volume of the trading bot. And obviously the price is the second thing that I will be monitoring. If we jump into the chart, you'll see here that it's been quite volatile, And even here from the lows, although this is not the full chart history, this had already a huge run up to the top. It was already a 10x, and now price is trying to find a bottom somewhere around this area. And if this happens, I would be more than willing to look for an accumulation pattern and potentially to add to my backs if we just don't see this pop and flop. So this is obviously the first pop, and currently it seems like it's stabilizing, but if it starts breaking down, maybe it finds support somewhere lower, somewhere in this initial breakout area, again, I'll be more willing to see the user growth continuing and then the price stabilizing in order for me to establish a position here, because all the functionality that we mentioned and all the hype surrounding this, I think, are key factors for this whole entire narrative of Telegram trading bots to play out. And I'll definitely be monitoring the space very closely. When it comes to price potential at $100 million market cap, although it has 10x, I believe this easily has at least another 10x if they keep delivering and if they keep the ref share in such reasonable numbers. Even if it's not like 50%, if it's anything between 20 to 30% for just holding the token, I think it makes sense, especially for the people on the end of the risk curve, that are willing to take these risks. I'll definitely be looking to allocate some of my portfolio to this token, even not a really major allocation, but if this thing takes off, I could definitely see easy 10x and potentially even 100x. I definitely think this could get to a $10 billion market cap in a strong bull run where there's a lot of retail looking for easy money and looking for platforms like these trading bots that will pretty much automate everything for them, and they will copy the trades because they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. That is everything for this video, and obviously if you have any questions, you know how to find me.